Nigerians, this lawyer don set internet on fire. This lawyer don expose Tinubu. See, for the sake of peace, make una no allow President Tinubu to see this video, but make una share the video. As a Nigerian, after listening to this particular video, this interview wey this lawyer, this barrister just grant some few seconds ago, after listening to wetin this lawyer dey expose for inside this particular video, and you see dey support APC, e mean say you need to go for checkup. Make una hear this lawyer im own reaction for so many questions wey one journalist dey ask am for inside this particular video about the happiness in this country. But na wetin this lawyer come talk at the ending of this video na wetin shock me. Make una watch the video.
On a happier note, because happy things did happen for the ADC, or political party,
as always
this week. No, it's not always happy. No. Sometimes when you're in court, you do have these hurdles that you have to cross. But it does appear now that the Court of Appeal has cleared the way, and your party is set. There is no further hurdle stopping it or challenging its participation in the 2027 elections. Of course, you've hailed their lordships. I do not know if first this gives you confidence in the ability of the judiciary to adjudicate fairly in whatever disputes you could have as we go into the elections, pre the elections, in the elections, and post the elections.
Thank God you were here with me a lot of times when I told you that ADC does not have any legal challenge. I boasted. And I said, because we know that the only challenge ADC has is APC trying to use some instruments in the judiciary to litigate us out of existence. And we resisted them. And they are failing and falling like pack of cards. Look at what Femi Gbajabiamila said. He didn't hide it. He said, Honorable Abejide, we don't want you to leave ADC. We want you to stay there. Fight them. Scatter them. Destroy them. Call that your friend, Nafiu Balawombe. We will help you. This is what he said. That is what is going on.
Yeah, but Honorable Abejide has since left the ADC.
Because he is a wise politician. He knows that he would be in limbo now if he didn't leave. Because in ADC, he has become a mole. So he had to go to where he should have gone in the first place and left ADC alone. Now, what am I saying? The judgment of the court that purportedly deregistered ADC has been described as a display of judicial rascality and judicial impertinence by the Court of Appeal itself. Judicial rascality refers to a culture of lawlessness within the law, where the legal process is manipulated to achieve ulterior and political motives rather than uphold justice. This is what has been going on. And you can see judicial impertinence where the lower court brazenly disregarded the order of the Court of Appeal to reach a perverse judgment that made the Court of Appeal to say he's unfit to be a judge. Look at that judgment. One, the Court of Appeal said the plaintiff did not have locus at all. That means he is not even qualified to bring the case. Yet a judge gave them judgment. Two, the Court of Appeal said there was an existing order to stay proceeding. Yet the judge proceeded to deliver the floor judgment. Three, the Court of Appeal said that these parties won seats and we are qualified to remain registered. Section 225, the summary of it says that you can only deregister a party for failure to win any elective seat or failure to win 25% of votes in any previous federal, state, local government election. This is the summary of Section 225. ADC had 3 members of the House of Representatives, which the evidence was placed before the court and the court accepted. Yet the court went to deregister it. Why? The judge manufactured his own evidence. This is Court of Appeal talking. And manufactured his own law. He said they have defected. There is no place in the Constitution where they say if a member defects, that you would lose your registration. So he manufactured his own law, manufactured his own evidence, gave judgment based on his own manufactured evidence, which is against judicial practice. A judge gives judgment based on the evidence before him. So everything about this judgment is skewed towards frustrating the opposition and trying to coronate, according to the Minister of Aviation, trying to coronate Tinubu and not elect Tinubu in 2027, because Tinubu, by his performance, has gone back to body loan with one flight ticket by 2027. Is it in the area of insecurity? I told you, when you want to give example of insecurity, you don't need to refer to yesterday, because it's a daily occurrence. In Plateau, in Benue, people are massacred in their droves. People beheaded in Oyo State, and they want you to praise them for what they would have prevented. Life and the destruction of life is better prevented than cured, because when somebody is killed, it is final. Let me tell you a personal story that pains me. My worker, because most of the things you hear, they are nothing compared to the actual thing that is going on. My worker, they kidnapped the mother in Kaduna State, and they were asking them for ransom. When they could not provide the hundreds of millions they're asking, they've broken the two fingers of the mother. He's the only child to the mother. You can know the pain I am going through seeing these things. These ones are not reported. So the issue here is that Tinubu should not even allow the election to hold.
It's important.
He should resign and go in peace.
It's important, to state that as an organization, we also sympathize and empathize with Nigerians who are going through this on a daily basis. And that, of course, includes ourselves, because whilst it is that we're all journalists, and I'm sure you're a politician, one way or the other, we are all connected to what is currently going on in the country. But
let me be under Tinubu's government. You are making a rehearsal for hell. A lot of people who will go to hell, they would have told her that, look, we've made the rehearsal under Tinubu's government. This is hell on earth.
Let me take you back to my original question, which you somehow answered, and then went to politics, which is this issue of judicial rascality and impertinence, which their lordships raised, and which oftentimes we hear political actors refer to it when these judgments come out from the lower court. Are you confident? I think the key question I was asking is if this has buoyed your confidence in the ability of the Nigerian judiciary to correct itself, for it to be able to handle whatever political cases emerge or emanate as we go into the elections for 2027 or post the elections 2027.
Margaret, while this is a commendable development, they are not there yet. If the Court of Appeal held by its judgment that this judge is unfit to sit on the bench, that has become the judgment of a court. If they had given the same judgment on ordinary Nigerians, they will say you must enforce it. They must enforce that judgment, because obedience to court judgment is sacrosanct where rule of law prevails. Opota JSC in the military governor of Lagos State and Ojukwu said that if you disobey court order, you're saying bye-bye to rule of law, that it cannot even be compromised. And he said a subordinate court cannot disobey the court of the superior court. Now, why am I saying they're not there yet? Being held unfit by the judgment of a court, what they will do is to suspend him, let him step aside, pending the investigation by the National Judicial Council. But he is still sitting. And you know what? He's even the person sitting for the nephew Gombe case. So, automatically, having ruled that, in your opinion, ADC ought not to be a party, why would you now sit again for any judgment about its leadership? You've taken a stand. So every political case ought to be removed from him, at least immediately. And he is supposed to step aside, pending the investigation of NJC. That's why I say they're not there yet. Because if you do not apply punishment, you cannot deter.
That is on this one case.
Yes, but it's commendable.
But speaking more generally to the ability of the Nigerian judiciary to be fit for the 2027 elections, are you satisfied?
Now, unfortunately, judiciary still remains the last hope of everybody. It was in democracy that I discovered it's not just for the common men alone, because even governors and presidents are now crying. It is the last hope of everybody. Being the last hope, I would rather put it this way: the judiciary should endeavor to save democracy. They should endeavor to try itself, purge itself, so that they will present Nigeria to be fit for democracy. This is what is going to guarantee foreign investment in Nigeria. Abroad, they trump up bad leaders from time to time. Democracy has not promised you that it will be sacrosanct. They will give you only very good leaders. But it is the instrument of the judiciary that helps to perfect the system. That is why it is the only arm of government that does not come by election. It comes by appointment, so that the most qualified people are fished out and appointed. Men of unquestionable integrity, men of intellectual sagacity.
I imagine you'll add women to that.
Okay, no, unfortunately, in the bench, there are no women. By their own admission. If you go to court and say, my lady, the woman will say, address me properly. You have to say, my lord. That's why they are all regarded as he's. There is no she on the bench. So maybe you will tell them to start acting.
Well, I imagine, Lord, and anyways, we'll leave that argument for another day. But I know that Ayo has questions for you, Ayo.
Well, thank you, Rokwe. I was going to go to another department as well, but his Mr. Okonkwo's former life. But let's talk about this present life for now. Now, there's something that the president said, and a number of people have also been talking about it: the neutrality of INEC. And a good number of times we raise questions, raise issues about whether or not the Independent National Electoral Commission is going by the first word in its name or not. The same way we complain about the police and we have only one. At the end of the day, we still go back to the same police. The same way, as you just said, we have only one judiciary. No matter what we say, is the only one that we have. So, talking about the instrument of election organizing and all of that, INEC, what do we need to tweak in its independence so that that independence can entrench trust and confidence in the Nigerian?
You know, it is very sad. Any country that has the president of a country that has morphed to be the chief spokesperson of INEC is in trouble. You can imagine President Tinubu telling the whole world that INEC is neutral. The same Tinubu, when they were campaigning in 2015, they said they will form parallel government if INEC rigs election. The same people that have been on the side that INEC has been this and that is telling you INEC is neutral. An INEC that guaranteed technical glitch in 2023 and has not explained it to the satisfaction of anybody today is neutral. INEC, we are pleading with them to be neutral. For now, they are not neutral. You knew what happened when the Court of Appeal, without jurisdiction, gave an order of status quo antebellum, and INEC went on its own voyage of discovery to interpret it to mean that ADC does not have leadership. Does that in any institution mean neutrality? No. INEC under Joash Amopito, as I'm talking to you now, INEC has not uploaded the candidates from Enugu State that emerged legitimately from the primary election because of collusion with some local politicians. I am telling you, Joash Amopito has not uploaded the results from the primary election from Enugu State. I don't know what he's waiting for. Does that tell you of neutrality? The opposition people are gasping for life. INEC is not neutral yet.
So now that this is your position, my apologies.
In the deregistration process, yes. I commend them because they deposed in their affidavit that these parties ought not to be deregistered, that they make the constitutional requirement. I commend them for that.
Okay.
But now, that is not election yet.
Okay.
Look at what is happening in Oshu State.
So now, what would you say, Mr. Okonkwo, just a second, so because we're running out of time, what would you expect INEC to do now? Because not only the political class is interested in the neutrality and confidence building of INEC, or that INEC would champion, the people also need to have that. Add that to the fact that political parties should also be in the voter awareness and voter education front. Well, it will seem like most of the time these battles are fought without considering the voter for whom all of these activities are.
It's unfortunate. The ruling class has always made it difficult for the opposition to achieve what you're saying. Is it not troubling that in Abia State you're hearing fantabulous amounts for you to put on your billboard? You're saying 200 million naira for a presidential person to put up his billboards. Now, let me tell you, times 200 million naira by 36 states, including FCT, and you will see the perfidy. Just opportunity to advertise and tell Nigerians what to do. So please, APC is a scourge that wants to destroy our democracy. And they are doing it now, unfortunately, in collaboration with, I'm surprised that Governor Oti will fall for that. As far as I'm concerned, that is an APC agenda. Using Governor Oti to make it impossible for the opposition parties to campaign. And it's really unfortunate. So what I'm telling you is that we are doing our best to ensure that we make sure that we advertise everything and educate the voters. In ADC, we have polling unit executives as part of our constitution, and we use our polling unit executives to canvass and educate the voters on what they would do.
Well, Mr. Okonkwo, we are totally out of time. I wish we could take a lot more. I know that we certainly will bring you back, to speak, especially as the political campaign season kicks off in earnest. We have to thank you for coming on the program this morning. Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo is the chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, the ADC.
Thank you for watching that video. So guys, before you leave, look at the down here. Do well to subscribe and also put on notification bell so that whenever we upload any video in this great platform, you will be the first to see it. And please don't forget to drop your comment at the comment section what you think about this video, your opinion as well. See guys, this is where I'm going to end the video, and I will see you guys some other time.